It's legit. So I see you
All
got
right.
your soul review release calendar up.
Yeah, I'm signing off, guys. We'll talk
See you,
next
dude.
week.
See you,
Yep.
Jack.
Jack,
I'm
we
serious.
should
I'm
have done
off.
this a half hour ago.
I know. I know you could have got rid of me. See ya.
So what we're looking at here for those listening, if you're not listening, we're dialed in on YouTube and you see my crystal clear, amazing picture. We're gonna get more of that for everybody. We have the Soul Review release date calendar of running shoes up.
Oh,
I was just looking at some stuff
gotta
earlier in
raise
my
my camera up here so you can't see me from the waist down.
there's some real exciting stuff. You forget about how many awesome pairs of footwear that roll. And I always thought it was just like fall, spring because of working in the footwear industry. It just all kind of came out like the line would come out and that was it. But these shoes are coming out almost all year. So June, what are you most excited about in this list here?
All right. I think the biggest ceiling here is Hyperion Max 2. The
Ooh,
Hyperion Max 1 was a dud in that it was a good shoe, but it wasn't a Max shoe. Everyone saw Hyperion Max and thought it's going to be the Hyperion, but a ton of cushioning. It's not going to be flat and dead. It's going to be, and it was more flexible and it wasn't Max. So if they make it a Max shoe, that could be pretty awesome because I like their foam.
no, you don't. No,
But
you
I
don't.
mean, yeah, I do. I think, and I think it works well in the trails.
Oh,
I think,
we
I
got
think that,
Catamount?
yeah. So I think that people's bad road super foam is great trail super foam,
That's a good take.
which is why Hoka does good, which is why Brooks does well. I think that Adidas is great. Now Adidas isn't bad, but it's stiff, makes for great trail foam.
Mm,
So yeah, that's a high level take, Rich.
that's a great take. The Hyperion, like they haven't done, Brooks has not done a great job with a super shoe yet.
No,
They are definitely toward the bottom third in what
one.
shoe companies have put out. You rock Ultras over the Hyperion Max?
The new ones I would consider. I'd put a little heel lift in there, and I think they probably give you more.
Come on, dude. And oh,
Well,
now they're
Hyperion
going
Max
four
wasn't
drop.
super shoe, but the Hyperion Elite was
Hyperion Elite. So is this going to be the critical foam or is this a Piba
super critical foam, no plate.
in the Hyperion Max?
Yeah, the Max One is just like a flexible super critical shoe.
Oh, how stacked was it? I don't know anything about the Hyperion
Not
one.
much.
Oh, so it's more like a Hyperion Tempo, like it's just
Yeah,
a
it's just
more
like a
cushioned
slightly
Hyperion Tempo.
squishier, barely more cushion, more drop, and just more flexible. It shouldn't have said Hyperion Max.
Oh, they're doing that with a lot of their shoes, though, right? Isn't it? Aren't they calling it like the Ghost Max and like the Glycerin?
Yeah.
I think
So
their language is just not right.
so if this is I said this has the highest ceiling because if it turns into a true Hyperion Max, if you just take the Hyperion and double the foam, that'd be a pretty sweet shoe just to like long run,
Long run
tempo
trainer,
in.
long
Yeah.
run trainer.
Yeah, because we've had some duds of those, like the Kinvara Pro. I still don't know if the Mach X is there or not.
The
Like,
Mach X is banging.
you love it?
I love it. It is really not doesn't give you a lot of wow when you put it on, but it was my favorite trainer that I wore all last year.
Okay. Well, I take that back. But I think this could join that if they went Mach X route rather than just flexible Hyperion.
I just don't know the market for a shoe like that. It's just a
You and me.
strange shoe to like release. Like you have to
It's the kind of shoe
believe.
if you just want to buy one shoe. If you want to run some workouts, some tempos, and some long runs, that might be what you would get, right?
I don't think I would do that in the Mach X.
What
They're
would you?
heavy. They're just
Okay.
a really nice trainer.
Gotcha.
They're just a nice trainer. The Skyflow. This is the Hoka Skyflow. That is the Max Stack trainer, right?
It's not the one you have.
It's not the one I have. The Skyward X is the one I have. I don't
Yes,
know what the
this.
Skyflow is.
I think it's just
Have you
something
seen
new.
this? Did my screen change?
You want Skyward X. It's
Oh,
like a
it's
Kiwana update or replacement or something like that.
okay. This is just okay. This is nothing to be that excited about. What?
That-
Unbelievable.
you're not going to be excited about it, then we're not going to show you.
How dare this? I don't think we need to spend
It
time
looks like a
talking about
Challenger.
this. Yeah, I mean it's probably a stripped down Skyward X, right?
Yeah, my guess is it's unplated, stripped down,
Skyward X geometry.
upgraded foam compounds.
Yeah.
SCF EVA midsole. I like when they choose things that tell us nothing.
Supercritical foam, right?
But what?
Huh?
It's not ProFly. It's not whatever
Oh, like
else
the
they're
branded of
calling.
it? Huh. I don't know.
Anyway, it's
I don't
just
know.
like a,
Price
I don't know
point
if
shoe.
Kiwana is the one, but like just like your standard semi-stable cushion trainer.
I've only had a chance to look at the Deviate Nitro 3s because Meg did have them. I said, give me those. I must see these.
Mm-hmm.
Not my size. Wasn't able to put them on. She was able to do well on the sled push and sled pull. But Meg doesn't care. She would still be running in 1080s if
Right.
like if it was up to her.
Their marathoners wore it at trials.
First and
Ran
third.
well.
First and third, I think they got.
What we've said about the Deviate Elite, Deviate Nitro Elite 3, because all super shoes must have 4 names. What we said about the 2 was that it's a great shoe. It's just not like a racer.
That was just like the least super shoe.
It's so comfortable. It's so locked down. It fits the foot well, but it's just like a tempo shoe. But the 3, if they just adds a little bit of stack, add a little bit of plate curvature, if they just take everything up one notch, it could be right up there with like some of the most comfortable, fun shoes.
So this looks like it's doubles, like it's a double stack, right? Is this Piba and super
They have
critical?
their really soft version of their, what do they call their Nitro Elite foam?
Or technologies. Nitro Elite, yeah, midsole, okay.
So it's, my guess is it's dual density, but
Just-
it might just be one. But I like their foam.
I'm not sure.
It's so, my only worry sometimes is that if the shoe is too comfortable, you're losing something. You know? Like their shoes, their foam is so comfortable. It's so nice.
So this is an exciting one. This is an exciting one for the HYROX community. I think. I mean, it's definitely not made for HYROX, right? Like they're not.
Right.
But the plan is that they are going to do a HYROX shoe. I believe it's like the rumors I'm hearing, and a lot of it will probably be taken from their current super shoes. So this might be a little bit of a preview of what we can expect in the future for a HYROX shoe. So
let's just real quick, like give a elevator pitch how you would make a HYROX super shoe.
I would say, have you seen the Mizuno Wave Rebellion Pro 2? Just do that for me.
An RC Elite one. Yeah, I think you take a shoe. If you want to firm up the outer edge with a slightly denser foam and just give it some grip. I think that's all you need.
Yeah, and grip in a non-traditional road running sense, not
Non-traditional.
just like a Puma grip, rubber, whatever. Something with a little bit of
I
grab,
have some teeth.
a little bit of teeth. They're still making the Noosa. Let's go.
The Super Comp Trainer V3 is interesting because they haven't nailed that thing yet, but it could be pretty cool.
Have you had a pair?
I have the 2-1. I have one of them.
The
Don't
one,
love it. The drop feels like a 15 to me. It just like puts weird pressure on my legs. I love the shoe, but it doesn't work for my stride.
Yeah, this is something that is up my alley for sure when it comes to like long runs. So this would be like a Skyward X. This is not really
Yes.
a racer. It is
No.
it says it in the name that it is a trainer. And for those who have old bones or HYROX athlete who's just bigger, I feel like this just makes sense.
Yeah. You cannot bottom out in it. But look in here. Hoka Rocket 3 is exciting.
Except this,
Less exciting.
if it's just upper.
Allegedly. This is rumor, but they're usually pretty right. And that's very Hoka, right? They
Yeah.
run a model into the ground before they revamp it.
I mean, there's going to be a bit of redundancy with this shoe with the Cielo X as well. So they're dropping the X from the Rocket, but we're assuming this is still a super. So now they're going to have 2 super shoe options.
Yeah, I think they look at it like Vaporfly, Alphafly, two different styles of running. I think this is the better shoe,
Do you?
but I do. The
Ciela's
other
pretty
one,
banging.
have you run in it much?
I like it. I have both of these.
It
I
seems
like the
more
Rocket too,
nuanced.
though. I don't see. I didn't think that they would be making another Rocket because of the Cielo. What do I know?
I think this yellow is more specific to a certain type of runner where most people can run in the Rocket.
I see. So that would be Alpha versus Vapor.
I think so.
Okay. Excited about that though. They've been doing a good job with rubber coverage on the bottom of their footwear. Hoka, in particular with their marathon stuff, or a lot. I mean, most of these shoe companies seem to be coming around to that, but Hoka's doing it.
The only problem is the upper wouldn't have been my concern.
It's pretty
could
tough
always
to get in that thing.
It could be dialed in more, I'm sure, but I'd want some less breakdown of the foam.
I didn't find, yeah, the lifespan of that was a little bit shorter than I was hoping for. I could probably still run okay in it, but I almost don't
You lose your pop.
I don't even put it on anymore. Great pop out of the box though.
Super Comp Pacer 2 is interesting because the Super Comp across the board looked so good this year and was it didn't run as good as it looked.
Yeah, have you heard anything about the line? I haven't
Just-
had a chance. I haven't gotten any Rebels or anything, and that was like my shoe for a second there.
I think everyone lost confidence. From everything I've heard, and I haven't put my foot in either one of the super comps of the new line, but it's just that for as revamped as the look is, the ride isn't like spectacularly changed. The Pacer 2 is obviously much different than the Pacer 1 because it's a totally different shoe, but it wasn't that unicorn shoe we hoped for when we first talked about it.
Yeah, we were excited about that, especially like a Deca option. So the Pacer, the Supercomp Pacer is more in line with the Hyperion tempo, with a better foam. And I just like that. I think their Supercomp line has been like pretty solid.
Their spikes are the most intriguing to me.
Oh yeah?
Their new Supercomp Racer, I saw it on some people at European Championships. Looks like it has the most foam of any spike right now.
Huh.
Which for old people, that's up our alley.
More than those Parker Valby?
No. Most legal spike.
Alpha Fly situation. That's what's up.
But to go up one, the Magic Speed 4, I think is a sleeper shoe. I think it's probably the best non-super shoe. It's got the super foam.
It's complete retooling.
And it has a non-carbon plate, but it's like the everyman super shoe without being a super shoe.
Is it still?
I think it's really accessible.
Does it still have a plate?
Yeah, it has a plate.
Just the whatever, like some what are they?
Composite of some sort, plasticky or whatever. But Asics foam is as good as anything out there.
I feel about Asics the way you feel about Brooks. Just hate it.
When's the last time you ran in one of their racers?
That's what I mean. I think it has to do with when I was working at Brooks, Asics was the #1 at run specialty, and Brooks overtook it. So I would always look at Asics and be like, these shoes are corny. They don't change anything.
I agree.
But that was 10 years ago.
Until they came out with FF Blast. That foam is, I will put it up against any foam on the market. And I think you would get along very well with the Metaspeed Skies.
I mean, they feel like just, I haven't put it on my foot in my size, but they're just like light and nice. Good pop.
Yeah.
All right. I might be looking to get some of these Magic Speeds.
When's your birthday?
March, baby. Pisces.
Yeah.
Yours was just on Sunday, Father's Day?
No.
Oh. It was recent-ish though.
It was May.
It was May. It's June.
Tecton X3 though. Sign me up.
Complete retool.
Yes, complete retool.
I've been taking out my 2s a little bit more often.
Yeah. They break in.
It's just hard on a hard surface. I just don't love them on hard surfaces. Are
I
these,
like them
you
on
rock these
trail.
on your type of trail? Are these
Yeah.
like these are solid for you?
Yeah. They're a little hard on my quads.
Hmm.
But if you get on technical with these, they're just so protective and they're just shockingly stable. And my hope is that the threes have toned down the firmness a little bit.
That's the thing, because like Kent's been rocking these too in South Carolina, and he's been doing a little bit more techie
Yeah.
roots, rocks, like the hard packed trails and the foothills. It's just like doesn't feel good. Like if it's a
I also
softer
take,
day, it's good, but when it's on like a dry,
right.
hard day,
Yeah. We don't have the hardest trails, but I also have to put in, not have to, but I choose to put in, I have a pair of Craft Super Trail shoes that are like 12 ounces with a 10 mil drop, and I hate them. But they have a supercritical foot insole. So I take that out and it's
oh,
thick. And I put that into the Tecton. I replaced the insole.
oh, look at you doing the Franken shoe deal.
Yeah, just swapping insoles and it
You're
makes
not,
a difference.
you're not afraid to Franken shoe it.
I'll just get weird in here.
A new Mach X? Let's go. They're bringing back the Mach X just for me.
Just
New
for
upper
you.
only.
I'm not interested.
New upper. Don't do anything to that midsole. That is I believe that is a dual foam midsole. Um, the upper does not fit that well. The fit on some of the new stuff hasn't been great. So the new Mach X dialed in Mach
Every
X2.
Hoka says new upper right now.
They didn't do a good job on their uppers, I don't think. I think that their midsoles are popping, but the past couple that I've worn is kind of like this is good, like because of the performance of it, I rock with, but the
There's a
uppers have
shoe
been a problem.
only I'm interested in, and that's the Skechers Go Run Max Road 7.
You can't
I
quit
think it's
Skechers?
Yeah, I think it's one of the best daily trainers out there.
Really?
Yeah. For me at least, I love it. I love the Max Road a lot. And so I'm excited to see this one. But two down below that, the Ultrafly Trail 2 is intriguing. Because the upper was its limiter.
And that's what they're. This tell me a little bit more about this.
So so both Nike and Hoka, not both, Nike, Hoka, and Adidas all came out with their trail super shoes. And Hoka's is not super, but it's good. It's just a good shoe in the Tecton X 1 and 2. Adidas came out with the Agravic Speed Ultra Pro or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's by all accounts pretty spectacular, but very narrow. It like tapers down and then out. And so it's for a specific type of racing. And then the Nike Ultrafly was not the Vaporfly for the trails. It's just a highly cushioned, like 3/4 plated shoe that's not the lightest, but just has Zoom X and a plate and is just really fun to run in. But the upper just doesn't hold you down enough to give you confidence to just rip certain types of trails.
Yeah.
And so if they fix that on this, it could be a fantastic ultra shoe. It's not a speed shoe, but it could be a great trail marathon and above shoe.
This is like a lighter Zagama.
Yes. This is what we thought the Zagama was going to be.
You're right, right. Because that ends up just being kind of a plotter.
Just a tank.
Yeah. But when they when they were saying Zoom X in a trail shoe, it's like, all right, let's go.
Yeah. So I think if they get that upper dial, and they've got the Vibram or Vibram, whatever you say, outsole, they've done a lot good with it. It's a shockingly wide forefoot, but as a result, their upper didn't contain you very well. So it's an ultra shoe.
Got it. See
For
some
sure.
in Morzine, or it comes out too late.
I don't think I would take that on a mountain
Oh,
like that. Not an off-road mountain. It's a trail ultra shoe. Endorphin Elite V2 is interesting.
Interesting for sure. This was new upper only. I mean, this thing pops. Have you gotten this thing on your foot?
No.
Yeah, it pops for sure. It is definitely more bouncy than anything else in that endorphin line. And I haven't been the biggest fan of their foam, but however whatever the geometry they used for that, I think is really solid. It's almost too crazy for hybrid.
Really?
Yeah.
And that's coming from a guy who runs in
The
The Rebellion
craziest shoe
Pro
that's out
2s.
there. I mean, it doesn't have teeth.
Yeah.
Give me
Yeah.
some teeth on these and I'll consider it.
Go down one though. Back in my Skechers world,
Oh
the 3 was
man.
just so good, and the 4 was just a different shoe.
How do you feel about new upper then? Is that just going to be not what we're hoping for? I
Yeah.
bailed. What was the? When did I bail on the Razor? I maybe had the 2 or the 3s. What was the one you sent me a pair on one of your discount sites that was like blue and like a ocean blue, and it turned my socks all blue. Do you remember this one? It was like blue
Was
and
that a
like
trail shoe?
no, it was this. It was the Razor.
Doesn't
Razor
sound like
Nut
me.
Trail. You just see deals and you start spreading them around, letting
Yeah.
everybody know. But yeah, this was the first trainer that I wore that had a non just like standard EVA foam that wasn't a super trainer. This is one of the first trainers with a good foam that I
It
had
was
tried.
non-plated pop somehow.
Yeah.
And when it was right, it was one of my favorite shoes of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And the 4 was not it. And
Hmm.
it's just a different foam. They've completely changed it. It's not the same foam. It's a weird textured thing now. It's fine. If it just came out as its own thing, it probably would have had a market like 10 years ago. But now it occupies that like lightweight trainer category.
I mean, other shoes started doing it when the Rebel came out, New Balance Rebel. I was like, okay, this is
Yeah.
actually better than that. Now Hoka has a couple things that are in that line, like the
Yeah.
Mach 6 is really solid. So it's just competitive now. It was made the first of its kind.
Hyperion
Skechers
Elite
paid.
5.
I cannot
only
believe
new
there's 5 of
upper.
these. That's incredible. They gotta do
Yeah.
something different.
There's your Ghost Max 2,
That's
throwing
right.
Max on everything.
That's the language. And like, yeah, the what like what would I guess the Elite versus the Max? This language is no good. I got to reach out to my contacts. Tell them what's on my mind. But the Beast, this thing, man, Brooks Beast GTS they threw on the Beast. That's good to know. This is just like your grandfather's shoe. What else we got here?
Well, the Super Comp Trail is an interesting one. It's only getting a new upper, but it has potential as like a good trail racing shoe. It's a little heavy. Adios Pro 4. That's exciting.
I have not had a pair of Adios Pro on my feet.
Well, they only have 3 names, so I can see why you'd have some hesitance there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Dude,
they're dynamic, but they have to be run in a certain way.
This is a Vaporfly. This is their Vaporfly, right?
It's like a combo of Vapor and Alpha. It's got some Alpha to it.
It is their super marathon
Yes.
shoe.
Yes. They only have 1.
But then I thought
now
they
they
had some
have
other
2.
stuff with like their other shoes are like just derivative of that, but I have not tried it. But I like their
very
foam.
good for the certain stride, and it's a firm. The 2 was so firm, but like it gets off the ground.
It's a complete retool, upper and sole, so this could be something different. And Adidas, they will innovate, right? So if they took something from what they've learned with that real wonky one,
say its name.
Adidas Adios Pro 1.
Oh, you forgot an Evo in there.
The Evo. I was like, there's a word that they
Adios
added.
Pro Evo 1.
Evo, and I did the Pro. Okay. Adios Evo.
Yeah. Now this is the longest. This 3 to 4 is, I believe, the longest wait between super shoes.
They did something with the cutout of their super foam that made it more firm, I believe. There's a different processing that it allowed the Evo to have such good return. Like it actually gives it kind of like what you had mentioned about like the more firm sides. Something that has to do with that. I don't know exactly. But if they added anything that they've learned from that shoe and popped it into this still probably very expensive but more affordable version of a marathon shoe, could be interesting.
Yeah. And it'll last. Adidas shoes last.
They just can't grip no floor, can't grip a carpet.
It's weird because it's the best grip road shoe out there.
Well, they've got the new soles, so maybe they'll see this market that's emerging.
It's going to be just hardened foam now. Textured hardened foam.
Oh no.
So you'll never ever run a hybrid in our shoes. You fools.
They're zagging. They don't want anything to do with this.
Nope.
Clifton's always fun. Takumi Sen, new upper only. They've been doing new upper on the Takumi Sen because it's perfect.
Because it's perfect.
Because it's perfect underfoot. So
I still have the 8.
Was that the first time they had the rods?
Yep. And I want nothing else. The upper works for me. Once I have it, it's not comfortable.
It's not great.
But
It's not
once
a
I
great
have it
upper.
tied on the way I want it to,
Takes a minute.
I don't want anything else. And the moment the workout's done, I want it off my foot.
Great shoe. Great shoe.
But while I'm running in it, I don't want anything else.
All right, we're getting into 2025. We can't be doing that.
Yes, we
But
can, because look at January.
That's all I wanted to show you, and it's great news. New upper only on the Wave Rebellion Pro 3.
I do have a question here, though. Now
What?
that's fantastic. They're not changing it.
There should still be cleats on the bottom.
Yeah. And I bought a second pair just in case they were going to change it.
Same.
But if you look down at January, New Balance Super Comp Trail 2.
Okay,
All right.
I see it.
Now scroll up. We had already seen that shoe, hadn't we?
Where? The Trabuco?
No, the New Balance Super Comp Trail 2. Go up to like fall or something. Super Comp Trail 2, September. What are they giving it 2 release dates? They both get a new upper only?
So you think everything we just went through
Everything
is
is
just trash?
smoke and mirrors.
Oh man. Well, it was a slow week anyway. We had to fill some time. But we'll make sure that we're filling your ears with the stuff that you want to hear.